He was too weak to open his eyes. His entire body fit in the palm of one hand. No heartbeat monitor, no warm mother curled around him, just a tiny orange body shivering in a torn cardboard box behind a grocery store. And the woman who found him almost walked right past. But to understand what happened to this kitten, we have to go back to the beginning. It was 6:15 a.m. on a Tuesday. Emma was taking the trash out before her shift when she heard it. A sound so small, so faint, she genuinely thought she'd imagined it. She almost didn't check. It was cold, she was late, and the noise had already stopped. But something made her look anyway. There, tucked behind a broken wooden pallet, was a kitten no bigger than her palm. His eyes were still sealed shut. His fur was matted with dirt and rainwater, clumped against his tiny ribs. He wasn't crying anymore. He had already stopped making noise entirely. Emma had never owned a cat in her life. She had no idea what a newborn kitten even needed to survive. But she picked him up anyway, tucked him inside her jacket against her chest, and ran back inside. The vet said the same warning 3 different ways in 3 different tones. He might not survive the night. His body temperature was dangerously low, low enough that they wrapped him in heated towels before anything else. He hadn't nursed in hours, maybe far longer than that. Emma sat in that waiting room for 6 hours straight, refusing to leave. She named him before she even knew if he'd make it through the night. She called him Rusty, because even half frozen and barely breathing, his fur still glowed like copper under the exam room light. The vet tech asked her gently if she was prepared for the possibility that he might not pull through. Emma said yes. She was lying. Nothing about carrying a half-dead kitten inside her jacket had prepared her for anything at all. That first week was brutal for both of them. Rusty couldn't eat on his own. He didn't have the strength to latch onto a bottle at first. Emma set an alarm every 2 hours, day and night, to feed him drop by drop with a syringe. She wrapped him in a soft blue blanket covered in tiny embroidered bears, the only warmth he seemed to trust. If she moved him off that blanket, even for a second, he'd cry. So the blanket stayed, every single day, every single feeding. Little did Emma know, this was only the very beginning of what Rusty would become. By day 10, his eyes finally opened, 2 dark, curious eyes blinking up at her for the very first time, unfocused but alive. By day 14, he found his voice, a tiny, insistent meow that filled the whole apartment at all hours. He started reaching for her fingers with his paws, gripping instead of just touching. He started trying to stand on legs that still shook underneath him. He fell more than he stood, but he kept trying. Every single time. Emma cried the first time he managed 3 whole steps toward her. Not because it was impressive on its own, because 3 weeks earlier, the vet wasn't even sure he'd survive 3 hours. She filmed those 3 wobbly steps without thinking twice. She still watches that clip sometimes, late at night. I see you still haven't subscribed. Honestly, that actually breaks my heart a little. Hit that button right now before we keep going. By week 5, Rusty was a completely different animal. He'd found a small crochet teddy bear buried in a drawer and claimed it instantly, dragging it from room to room. He slept curled around it every night, one paw always resting on its ear. He attacked it with the fierce, wobbly determination only a kitten that age can manage. Emma started posting short videos of him, mostly just for family back home. Nothing serious, just Rusty wrapped in his blanket, gripping his bear like it owed him rent money. But something about him, the way he'd nearly died, the way he refused to quit anyway, people noticed. Strangers started asking for updates, then more strangers, then people Emma had never met at all. Some of them said Rusty reminded them of a cat they'd lost. Some of them said his story gave them a reason to check their own local shelter listings again. Emma hadn't set out to inspire anyone. She just set out to keep one kitten breathing until morning. And then, at exactly week 8, everything changed. Rusty's foster to adopt paperwork finally came through, and Emma realized something she'd been avoiding admitting. She couldn't give him back. Not to a shelter, not to anyone, not for any reason. The vet, who'd once given him only hours to live, looked him over one final time. Healthy heart, strong lungs, perfect weight for his age. She looked at Emma and said the kind of sentence you don't forget for years. Whatever you did, it worked. He shouldn't be this strong right now. Emma didn't have a good answer for that. All she'd done was show up every 2 hours, night after night. All she'd done was refuse to stop, even when it felt hopeless. What Rusty had done, that part was entirely on him. He decided somewhere in that first freezing hour behind the store that he wasn't finished yet. Months passed the way they do when you're not paying close attention. The kitten who once fit in one palm now needed 2 full hands to hold. His copper fur thickened into a full, glossy coat that caught the light differently every morning. His wobbly legs turned into the kind of confident stride that owns every room he walks into. He wears a little collar now, with a small bell that announces him before he even fully arrives. He has favorite windowsills, a favorite spot on the couch, and strong opinions about all 3. He greets guests like he's been waiting for them personally, which he probably believes he has. He still finds that same blue blanket, the one with the tiny embroidered bears, and sleeps on it most nights. Some things, apparently, you never fully outgrow. The teddy bear survived exactly as long as teddy bears do around a determined growing cat, which is to say, barely. But Emma kept it anyway, torn ear, missing eye, and all. She says she can't look at that first photo, the one from the palette, without her throat tightening even now. The kitten, too weak to lift his own head, is now the one who wakes her up every single morning, demanding breakfast like he's never once missed a meal. Neighbors who saw those early photos ask about him constantly, almost every time she walks him outside. Is that really the same cat? The one from behind the store? Every time, Emma just turns her phone around and shows them the 2 pictures side by side. Because some stories don't need extra words attached to them. They just need you to look, really look at the distance between a before and an after. Rusty never knew how close it came, and he never will. He doesn't know what a euthanasia list is or what a 6-hour vet waiting room feels like from the inside. All he knows is that somebody heard him right when he'd already stopped calling out for help. And that's the part of this story Emma keeps coming back to, over and over. Not the drama of it, not the odds stacked against him, just the plain fact that she almost didn't check behind that palette at all. Because sometimes the whole difference between a tragedy and a miracle is somebody choosing to look twice when it would have been easier not to. From that moment on, neither of them was ever quite alone again. Rusty didn't get saved because he was special, or rare, or destined for anything. He got saved because somebody stopped for 30 extra seconds on an ordinary Tuesday. Would you have stopped that morning, or kept walking like everyone else probably would have? Tell me in the comments.